I see a very uncertain future for everybody. The reasons are, all these years we were told, the engine of capitalism, which is created by the Western world, America, Europe, is unquestionable. Prosperity is guaranteed. Risk in markets have been tamed. Mathematical models have controlled risk so that it has become totally predictable. 18 months ago, we realized it was all bakwas and the whole model broke down. America stands discredited, disillusioned, confused, distraught. For the next 10 years, the Congressional Budget Office in USA has predicted a net budget deficit of minimum $800 billion per year for the next 10 years. America is going to be a perennially bankrupt nation, surviving purely on credit that China decides to give it. Europe will for the first time see the unique spectacle of 4 countries going bankrupt: Portugal, Italy, Greece and Spain, unless Germany decides to bail them out. Now you might as well ask me, why am I even mentioning these facts in a session at TiE Nagpur, and that too in education? I am saying this because for 17 years, all education entrepreneurs were talking of these things in all their seminars. हम हमेशा seminars में खड़े होके बोलते थे कि well, capitalism comes from the US and that is what has brought prosperity, and the B school graduates are picked up by the investment bank, salaries are 1 crore, 2 crore, this, that. That is how we built our businesses. और वो सच्चाई थी, वो सच्चाई खत्म हो चुकी है. आने वाला समय is unlike any time anybody has seen, trust me. But the good part is, because of the sheer size of India and China, 7% annual growth is guaranteed. अगर हम एक्सपोर्ट ना भी करें, हमारे 120 और 120 करोड़ लोगों के लिए चीजें बनाने और उनके लिए एजुकेशन मुहैया कराने में 7% ग्रोथ तो मिनिमम गारंटीड है इन दोनों देशों की. Minimum, even if you don't export anything. That's a fact. You'll be surprised to know every effort is being made by US and Europe to stabilize India and China. The latest issue of The Economist, which is a decidedly anti-India publication, advises the government of India to tackle the menace of Naxalism very strongly. Why would a British publication even bother to advise the government of India on tackling the Naxalite problem? Because they know that if India falls, they've had it. India and China are the last 2 big hopes of stabilizing the world economy. It may sound like an exaggeration, but it is not, trust me. So where does the education sector go from here? I don't know. I don't know because there is no policy certainty. When Arjun Singh was the HRD minister, the policy contours of Indian education, formal education की बात कर रहा हूँ, parallel और informal education जिसमें हम लोग kings हैं, उसमें कोई rules नहीं है, एक ही rule है, merit survives. आप क्लास में अच्छा पढ़ा सकते हो, आप survive करोगे, simple. But formal education, which a lot of people are trying to get into, suddenly changed when Sibal became the HRD minister. But personally, he scares me a lot. He scares me a lot because the speed with which he changes positions from point A to point B to point C to point D is very frightening. And I don't know whether he'll continue in that portfolio for long because he is ruffling too many feathers too fast. I hope he does because he's talking a lot of sense at times. आने वाले समय में कुछ बड़ी चीजें जो एजुकेशन में हो सकती हैं. Private companies might be allowed to run schools, colleges and universities. This is what everybody is hoping, including the 2 people on stage here today. Because when we have to run a college or a school through a trust or society, we are fundamentally doing a baimani because we take the fees in the name of the trust, we siphon out the fees in the name of management services, and we show a profit in the company. Everybody does it. The #1 so-called education company of India does it and publicizes it on its website as well. That all the schools we run, the fees is collected in the name of the trust and money is taken out for management services. Government wants to put an end to this duplicity by allowing private sector for-profit companies to start schools, colleges and universities. I don't know whether this will happen because it's politically extremely sensitive issue. It may not happen. But if it happens, it will be good. Hundreds of people will jump into education. most of them will fail. Please remember, if you want to build a great enterprise in education, the rules are very, very simple. There are 3 rules. Teach well, and teach well. There is no 4th rule. No matter what anybody tells you, if your core is weak in terms of teaching, you are dead. It's a very unglamorous business, which has been made glamorous by people like us. And people think, wow, they have created empires. We have created no empires. It has happened brick by brick, bit by bit. People see us today. They haven't seen from where we have come. They see us today after 17 years and they feel, what a great empire these guys have created. Nothing is being built brick by brick. Even today, I stand in the class and teach for 5 hours. If I don't do it, everything will come to an end. It's all about teaching at the end of the day. You want to get into education, start to teach. If you don't, you are a businessman. Businessmen never make money in education. Now you might doubt that. You might say there are some big companies in India that are making money in education. Sorry, they are not education companies. They are hardware and software companies. Please learn to distinguish. They are not education companies. They are primarily hardware companies which learned the wonderful art of bundling software with that and charging on a per user basis, which was unthinkable. They cracked that code and suddenly they became huge in size. But they are not fundamentally education companies. अगर आपको education में आना है, तो आप आइए, बहुत स्कोप है क्योंकि अच्छे लोग नहीं हैं। लेकिन तभी आइए जब आप पर्सनली हर स्टूडेंट की मेंटरिंग को अपने इंस्टीट्यूशन का मेन एम बना सकें। I have a team of 1,000 people working with me at 80 locations in this country today. All kinds of people. I have 2 titles in the company as founder chairman PT Universe, but the other title is chief mentor, and most of my time is spent as the chief mentor. And what do? I just do counseling the whole day. Counseling teachers, counseling parents, counseling students on a host of things. Although the company which I have built is an extremely professionally managed company, I was the first entrepreneur from my family. लेकिन मेरे फैमिली का एक भी इंसान मेरी कंपनी में नहीं है. सारे प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, सारे. And I have never had a problem with them because I have always had a professional outlook when it came to managing company affairs. So there are divisions, there are departments, there are heads. These are all professionally selected people. There are performance matrices for them. They have to perform. It's simple. So there's a company and then there is this education stuff. The company is in the background. You run it like a company. And then there is this education thing. You run it like a teacher. And it's difficult to strike that balance. It's difficult. But अगले 10 साल में बहुत सारी नई चीजें होंगी. फॉर्मल सेक्टर में बहुत इनोवेशन होगा. एक और बड़ा एरिया जो आने वाला है अगले 10 साल में वो है टेक्नोलॉजी. My personal thinking is that by 2015 AD, यानी कि आज से 5 साल बाद, education as we have known, teacher-student, will come to an end. When every mobile phone sold in the world will become a smartphone, this is the prediction of mobile handset makers, normal mobile phones will be no longer manufactured. All mobile phones will be smartphones. 4G enabled, 2015 तक तो शायद 6G unlimited connecting speed, unlimited download, unlimited everything. अगर आप एक अच्छे टीचर हैं, सेंट्रल स्टूडियो में खड़े होकर आप एक साथ 1 लाख लोगों को पढ़ा सकते हो डायरेक्टली. वो डाउनलोड करेगा आपका लेक्चर रियल टाइम में. वो ट्रैवल कर रहा है ट्रेन में, वो पूरा इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग का कोर्स कर लेगा आपके साथ में हेडफोन लगा के. ये सब आ रहा है. देखिए आज हम ये क्यों नहीं कर सकते? इफ यू एनालाइज दिस क्वेश्चन, वेरी सिंपल. देयर आर स्ट्रक्चरल एंड सिचुएशनल लिमिटेशन. ये आने के बाद भी a teacher in flesh and blood will always matter a lot. A mentor in flesh and blood is always more valuable, no doubt. But companies that want to scale will use these new models. और याद रखिएगा, जब ये technologies आ जाएंगी, all legacy factors will be washed out. It will be a new game that will be starting from ground zero, and the next big king of this industry might be sitting here right now. Both of us may be wiped out and washed out by this tornado, and the next king may emerge from here. It's ground zero, totally ground zero.